Hi folks, we are now officially on the N2. That's Portugal's answer to the NC 500, where we're going to visit as many of the sites that we can and stop over in the van at some great spots. Maybe this isn't one of them. We're parked up in a street this morning in Bvindo. We left Chaves this morning, having spent the night in the car park there, and we had a good night's sleep. So we are on the N2 now, officially. When we left Chaves this morning, the roundabout was there that actually marks the start of the N2. It's really quite an insignificant little roundabout. Nothing grand about it at all. So we left from there, and 15 minutes down the road, 20 minutes down the road, we've came to this place. It's a grand old hotel, and we're going in for a look. Now, that's a hotel. They call it the Palace Hotel, but actually it's never been a palace. It was built as a hotel in 1910, and then I think it was all renovated in 1995 or thereabouts. I think back in the day, 1910, around about that time, they used to play croquet on the lawns, they played tennis, and there was even an ice rink here. Although, would it ever be that cold in Portugal? Well, obviously it was.
To stay in this Palace Hotel for one night in a classic double without breakfast is £247. However, if we want Kira to stay, they charge her €60 per night. So I don't think we'll be staying. And also to get a suite, which I'm sure Mike would love to treat me to, is £975 a night. Don't think so.
There's Trisha heading down this way to this beautiful blue building. I'm just wondering if this was maybe the clubhouse for the tennis. What do you think this was used for?
I think this was an afternoon tea room where they would come down and sit, and they could sit up in the balcony in the sun and have their tea, get it all brought down from the palace. That's what I think.
Yeah, maybe they did bring their tea down here. And just look at the tiling up there. It looks like peony roses. That building's got a large dome on it. A blue coloured dome. A closer shot of these tiles from here. Hello you. Hello Kira. Where is she? Where is she? Hello. That's the ladies and gents toilets over there. Looks very grand, doesn't it? Nice view from up here. You can see all around. They play golf here too, and the golf club is just over there. There's two walks that you can do around the grounds here. There's a long one and a short one. We've started off on the short one around the grounds. It's not really the type of garden where you're going to see lots of colourful blooms and things. In fact, looking out here, this pond looks like a bit of a green sludge with some plants growing up through. I'm sure it's different in the summer. Must be.
This way. You could imagine the ladies walking across this to come down and get their natural spring water for their beauty. Maybe I should try it.
Ah, you don't need it.
Well, thank you, darling.
There's a large house here and it's a font inside. So we reckon that people used to come here and bathe. Maybe for health reasons. Who knows? We've spotted another little building that looks interesting. It's circular in shape. I'm just wondering if that's maybe where they used to play croquet, because there's lawns there as well. So we'll go down and have a wee look, see what we think. Well, actually these lawns are part of the golf course, so I don't think it's croquet. But now I am intrigued. Well, it's open, so we're going to go in and have a wee look.
It's like, why would they not keep it up? Upkeep it. Look after it.
Right, you seen enough?
Yeah, let's head back to the van.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
We're going to move on because we're just parked in the street and it's lunchtime and I'm sure we can find a better spot than this. Well, I didn't think that would take us long to find somewhere. It was a lovely little drive that we had through the village and then some twisty turny roads to take us to this little beauty spot, and it's just boulders all round. A boulder field, I think. Lots and lots of boulders lying about the hillside. I wasn't sure what the writing on the statue meant, so I've looked it up. The small writing at the top, that's just the district we're in, and Bvindo means welcome.
Is your door open?
There's a door open.
Try your door. Try your door. Yeah, must be the main door you want.
Right, okay. Well, that was a nice wee stop. We didn't get our cuppa, but maybe we'll save that for the next stop. Or maybe we'll have something fizzy. A wee drink of fizzy water, perhaps, seeing as we're going to this next place. We're heading for Pedra Salgada, a small spa town in the district of Vila Real in northern Portugal. It's located 37 kilometres north of the district capital of Vila Real. We've arrived at the gates of this famous estate where the spa waters are believed to hold certain minerals that are good for your health. The springs of Pedra Salgadas were known about since Roman times, but they only became to be exploited commercially in 1871. In 1879, the spa area started on the grounds of the Grand Hotel. It's definitely had its day. In 1893, bottling got underway, putting the natural carbonated waters of Pedras Salgadas within the reach of not only visitors to the spa, but also the rest of the Portuguese population. But not us. The reception's closed today, and we go back to the van without any. The car park here is on a bit of a slope, and Tricia doesn't want me rolling into her tonight, I'm sure, so we're going to move on, probably to another car park, but hopefully one that's a bit flatter than this one is. Long and winding road that leads to a car park. From one car park to another, but at least this one's nice and flat. Well, I did manage to get some of the sparkling stuff after all. This is crystal from Portugal. I'm sure it's an awful lot better than the water. Aye, that hits the spot. A couple of buses have arrived in the car park. A few more arrive, and we're starting to feel like we're intruding and shouldn't be there. It's a bit later now, and there's lots of buses coming into this car park. Uh-oh. Have we made the right decision? I think we might have to move. It looks like they're picking up a lot of kids. They're heading off. I'm just thinking about moving the van, to be honest, and they're going now, so I'm quite relieved. But it means we will have to be up early in the morning and away because they'll probably be back to pick the kids up again. We're in a car park, you need to move on early anyway.
What do you think of the juice?
It's not bad actually. Clementine. Quite strong and tangy. You like it yourself?
I like that. I don't usually like orange juice too.
Well, we haven't got any time for coffee of the day, so...
No.
Because the buses have arrived already. Well, one has, anyway, while I was out with Kira. So, I was looking at this little passport though for the N2. Do you know there's 35 different stops in this thing? There's no way we're going to be able to do 35 different stops.
No, we can't stop at them all. So what we'll need to do is just research what's at each thing and see if it's something that we want to see.
And we've got the first page stamped for chavs. I think that might be the only page that we get stamped.
Let's see. Yeah, well the first place we stopped it is like, they were all shut. And there's the barcode, the wee QR code tells you where to go to get it stamped, but I think it's a bit of fun, but I'm not really bothered about it, are you?
Nah. Right, off we go. We're glad to be moving on. There were no bus stop signs, so we weren't to know, but once we hit the road, it's like being back in Scotland with all the potholes. This is a bit more like it, some newly laid tarmac, but it doesn't last for very long because we're heading to see a ruined castle, and the road is single track, laid with granite sets, and the further we go, the steeper it gets. We've found a suitable place to park, and the rest of this journey is going to be on foot. We really should have put our boots on, but, well, sometimes we just make do with what we have on.
Nice.
These moss-covered steps are steep, but they're dry and not slippy, and we want to get to the information point at the top. And thankfully, some of the information is in English, so we're able to read a bit about the castle.
You know why they built the castle here?
Because it's on a hill.
Because of the batholiths of granite that are in this region.
The what?
Batholiths. Say it?
Batholiths.
Batholiths.
Batholith.
Batholiths of granite. So like these big boulders, but they call them batholiths.
Ah.
I love that word. Batholiths.
Batholith. You got a lisp?
You would need to say that, wouldn't you? It's really cool. Look at this one. It's huge. And it's perched on a wee tiny bit. And then this one here must also be huge underneath. Quite incredible.
Have you seen all the lichens on these trees? Curious of checking them out as well. Apparently they only grow where the air is really pure. And it's like a forest of them. There are some steep steps to climb up to the ruins of the castle. Kira can't walk on the grill, her paws would get stuck, so I pick her up and I think she quite likes getting a wee carry. Aguiar Castle is a rock castle supported by a gigantic granite cliff. It dates to the 9th and 10th centuries, and surveys done here way back in 1220 refer to the castle as a functioning fortress, which could have been part of a stately residence. I'm not entirely sure what this area was for, but it looks to me like a giant oven. Maybe that hole in the top was to let the smoke out. It certainly looks like that when looking down from above. Kira just thinks that it's a den where she can hide. We both think that the Portuguese have done a fantastic job building the stairs and viewing platform. Without these, there's no way we would have been able to come up here. The castle is classed as a national monument in Portugal, and the viewpoint built at the highest point of the fortification provides a panoramic view over Aguiar Valley. Our next stop was supposed to be Casa de Mateus, the mansion house made famous by Mateus Rosé wine. You can see the gates here on the left, but there's nowhere to park, so we find a scenic little spot for lunch instead.
What do you want to do now?
Well, one of these Kit Kats.
And after the Kit Kat?
I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it for a while. Put my feet up.